Here's a look at some of the day's top stories. The man at the center of the Penn State scandal says he is innocent of child sex abuse charges. Jerry Sandusky told NBC News he is not a pedophile and only horsed around with some boys. The former football assistant coach has been charged with sexually abusing 8 boys.
President Barack Obama's health care law is headed to the Supreme Court. Justices will decide if the mandate requiring Americans to buy health insurance or face a penalty is constitutional. A decision is expected in June.
On Wall Street, stocks snapped a 2-day winning streak Monday. Investors want to see how new governments in Italy and Greece plan to tackle their debt crisis. The Dow slid more than 74 points, while the Nasdaq fell 21.
Onto the campaign trail. It's your voice, your vote. The top GOP presidential candidates are shuffling around again. A new CNN poll, in fact, shows Herman Cain is slipping. The numbers are down for the first time in several weeks, but down significantly. 14%, 11% lower than last month. Support for Newt Gingrich, meanwhile, jumped 14 percentage points in recent weeks. He is now second with 22%. That's behind frontrunner Mitt Romney, who leads the pack at 24%.
Developing this morning, it is looking more and more like there won't be an NBA season this year. Players have rejected the latest offer from team owners, and they've started the process to disband their union. Now, the potential loss of the entire NBA season is hitting vendors at the FedEx Forum hard. Demario Fitch has worked for the arena for 4 years, selling beer during concerts and games. Now, Fitch told us that he makes $60 on a slow night, but on those big games like the Lakers, he can triple that. With the NBA season on hold, so is half of his income.
My car, then I got to help my brothers and them pay all the light bill and the house note.
For now, Fitch has picked up a second job working in industrial cleaning and landscaping.
In Mississippi news now this morning, we're just 2 days away from the grand opening of Toyota's new plant down in Blue Springs. 1,300 people are already employed by the plant, which is producing the popular Corolla model. Another 200 are expected to be hired by the end of the year. The plant's opening is not only bringing a huge economic boost to North Mississippi, but here in Memphis as well. Some employees at the Blue Springs plant actually make the nearly 2-hour commute from the Memphis area.
With South Haven and the Memphis area, you've got a potential manufacturing workforce a little over 3/4 million.
In addition to the jobs the company provided, Toyota also gave school districts in the surrounding area an education fund of $50 million to help prepare future workers.
In Arkansas news this morning, a $10 million renovation will give a new look to Southland Park and bring in dozens of new jobs. The makeover will add 200 new gaming machines and a sports lounge and bar. The renovations will allow for more space between machines and table games and will add space to the buffet. 60 new jobs will be added. The project should be complete by May.
17 minutes after the hour now, and the view is from our Hilton Memphis cam. It's pointed out off towards the east, which is not where the rain is coming from, but you can see the clouds are still out there. We're not going to be seeing much of a sunrise this morning. We're probably going to stay under the clouds for the better part of the day, and you can see on First Defense Doppler 3D radar that if it isn't raining where you are right now, just give it about a half hour or so, chances are good the rain is going to be moving into the area. Let me start by saying I have no reports of any severe weather here. No watches, no warnings, nothing like that. I even have the lightning indicator on, and I'm not seeing much in the way of lightning. So these are going to be pockets of heavier showers working their way across the area this morning, and they could drop more than 1/4 of an inch of rain. So the roadways are indeed going to be wet. You see the heaviest of the rain working into Tipton County, and now, right now, pushing into Shelby County, and will be working across Shelby over the course of the next hour. Temperatures are mild. They're holding right about 60 with winds still mainly from the south. As the cold front moves through, we'll see more of a northerly component across the area. Here's some of that colder air that's going to be moving into the mid-south from the northern plains, 20s and 30s. The cold front itself is still back to our west and to our northwest. It'll arrive later on this evening. We can oftentimes see that cold front moving through based on the winds changing direction. When they become more from the north and northwest, we'll know that the cold front has passed. There's not only the cold front, but an area of low pressure that'll be rolling out of Texas. That's why we have that slight risk for some severe weather. That'll go away pretty quickly this evening. As the rain ends, the skies start to clear and the temperatures start to drop. But you can certainly see on the forecast here The potential for rain not only this morning and maybe a break or two, but more rain throughout the afternoon, into the evening, and possibly into the overnight hours as well. But over the next 24 hours, that's where we will see the bulk of the rain. By this time tomorrow morning, the rain is going to be moving out. The clouds will likely linger as the northwest winds kick in behind this front. The skies will slowly start to clear, but the temperatures are not expected to recover across the area. So get ready for some much cooler conditions across the Mid-South. Here's the forecast map. You can see these temperatures trying to climb back to near 70. That's the southerly winds in advance of the front. But as the rain moves in, the temperatures kind of drop off pretty quickly. Then the cold front moves through the area. The north winds kick in. And for tomorrow, you can see these temperatures don't recover all that much. The rain's moving out, but the northwest winds take over, and all of a sudden, we're left with temperatures mainly in the 50s across much of the Mid-South. So on your 7-day forecast, today we've got the rain and possibly more than an inch in many locations. Tomorrow, we have the windy, cooler conditions, the rain moving out early. The north winds, however, will drop temperatures into the mid-30s by Thursday morning and down into the lower 30s by Friday morning. You can see a mild weekend shaping up across the Mid-South. And yes, there's already another chance of rain showing up on the 7-day forecast for late Saturday into early Sunday. But until then, please be ready for that rainfall here in and across the Mid-South with those scattered showers moving across the area.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. This time saver traffic report is brought to you by Roadshow BMW. Here's a live look from our pt.2 Smartway cam. We're keeping our eye over on I-55 heading southbound right over at 3rd. We do have a crash at that location. That outside right emergency lane is blocked out this time. Emergency personnel are on the scene. You can see, well, it looks like you're going to kind of merge on over to your left if you don't mind. We do have one of the police officers kind of blocking that outside right lane in addition to that emergency lane. So use caution in the area. I-55 heading southbound right over at 3rd, just merge on over to your left. Let's give you another live look from a different pt.2 Smartway cam over at I-40 and Chelsea Avenue. We're still staying in the downtown area, waiting for the rain to arrive into the Mid-South. Use caution, expect the rain, and give yourself extra time as you're making your way into school and work. I'm Corey Ventura with your WREG News Channel 3 Time Saver Traffic.
It's a growing problem among many Americans.
Next up in Daybreak Health, the startling new numbers out on hearing loss and the impact it's having on our health.
Later, the man at the center of the Penn State scandal. He is now speaking out. In 15 minutes here on Daybreak, hear from former assistant coach Jerry Sandusky as he faces sexual abuse charges. It's 6:21.
In Daybreak Health, a new study shows that 1 in 5 Americans has severe hearing loss. Researchers at Johns Hopkins found that 48 million Americans have hearing problems in at least one ear. Nearly a fifth have loss so intense it makes communicating difficult. Studies have found that hearing loss can impact your ability to function physically and cause dementia. Women who survive breast cancer may experience neurological problems. A Stanford University study finds the brain structure of breast cancer patients can be altered, especially in women who receive chemotherapy. For example, breast cancer patients may have a longer time processing information. A new study says sugary drinks can expand women's waistlines without making you weigh more. Researchers with the University of Oklahoma looked at data on more than 4,000 people. They compared those who drank 2 or more sugary drinks a day to people who drank 1 or less. They found women who took in at least 2 had increasing waist sizes and were nearly 4 times more likely to develop fats in the blood. Researchers did not see the same trend in men.
We're on your side this morning with why Mid-Southerners could see rising gas prices, and just in time, folks, for the busy holiday travel season. Crude oil prices have increased by 20% since the beginning of October. Analysts say that's likely to lead to higher prices at the pump. Crude oil prices are reaching the $100 a barrel mark for the first time since mid-July. Analysts believe if crude oil prices continue this upward trend, we could see gas prices top the $4 a gallon mark, and that hasn't happened since 2008. If the pain in the pump does increase, we're on your side with a way to find the cheapest gas in town. You'll find our gas tracker icon. It's on the On Your Side tab at WREG.com. There, you can simply compare gas prices in and across the Mid-South to find the best deal around.
We are following breaking news this morning. Next up on Daybreak, what police say is behind a deadly stabbing that took the life of a Fraser man overnight. Also this morning, a Mid-South school on lockdown. The former student at Millington High who is now facing charges after posting threats on the internet. And later, making some changes. The proposal going before the South Haven Board of Aldermen tonight after the mayor's spending habits sparked a state investigation. Stay with us.